Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this happening right now at Koppel. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right, happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday night from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome in to the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach.
Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown. 98 yards and a Lambeau leap.
Here is your host, Ahman Green.
Hey, what's up? Welcome into the Ahman Green Show. I'm your host, Ahman Green. And I got DP to my left, Harrison to my right. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. Got a Bears win, got a Husker win. It's rarity those two go hand in hand for me.
With 4 or 5 days there.
Yeah,
Harrison.
so we'll take it. It's been a good week. Good week for Harrison.
It's good. Shout out to Ahman for watching him engage with fans.
Oh yeah.
Not all athletes get it, and yesterday was another opportunity. I mean, it's been a thing. I saw it at the Big Red Brunch because I saw how many people were coming to meet Ahman Green. And for those that are going to this Thursday's Big Red Brunch, I will be there.
Yeah.
But to watch him drop the puck, engage, deal with fans, sign, take pictures, do the dang thing. Not everybody gets it. Ahman gets it. It's a joy to watch. It's a joy. Plus, they won for you.
Yeah.
Like they won for you. So in overtime, no less. Pretty good. How was that experience for you?
It was awesome. I haven't been to a whole lot of hockey games, and some of my players from the esports team came with Pat that helps with our social media and some of our streams, and Jaden, who's one of our team managers from Call of Duty, and Jaden is the fan. Like he actually goes to the Lincoln Stars game, so he knows all the chants that they do at certain times in the game, and like when the goalie gets scored on. It's like, hey, goalie,
we
scored,
hey,
something like that.
Suck.
I'm like, and so he knew all those little remarks, and so he's yelling at the top of his lung, and to see him do that is just like, he's usually quiet and just watching practice or participating in practice, and then now he's like the drunk guy at the game. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't drunk, but he was sounding like the drunk guy,
right?
In the bar, yelling at the TV screen, but yelling at the ice where the guys playing from the Madison Capitals. And our Lincoln Stars. So I thought that was amazing. And then like DP mentioned about my my interaction with the fans, and it was something. It goes back a long way. That goes back to, how old are you, Harrison?
24.
Okay, so you were probably 1 or not even born yet.
Born in 99.
There you go. So you weren't born yet. When I learned that process of meeting the fans, shaking hands, saying hello. And it started my freshman year here. It was right. Like I experienced a little bit where we had a media day or a fan day in the stadium Memorial. They used to do that. I don't know if they still do that now.
They do.
Okay. And we're on the field and all the chairs and tables are like put to the fences so the fans can, pick their lines where they want to go, get all the players' autographs and we were out there maybe an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour. I can't remember. But from that standpoint, and then after my first home game, when I'm coming out the locker room, and that's when, we're in the South Stadium at that time. I got to go upstairs or go up the elevator, and then that's where all the fans are at. And I told my mom and dad where to meet me, so my mom and dad are there. My high school girlfriend was there, eventually became my wife. And then they're all standing there, but they're surrounded by Husker fans. And so I'm like, I just get up there like, wow. And then all these Husker fans start asking for autographs. So I'm like, be gracious, and I'll start signing. And, the signing went on, at least 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And then between my mom and my girlfriend at that time, they got these looks in their faces like, this is going down every game.
This is how it's going down.
I'm like, it's kind of, unwritten rule. I mean, I think I'm going to be a part of it. So I just told myself mentally then, I got to get used to this. This is a part of the job description without it being in the fine print. It's not written in the contract. I just got to know if I'm going to be what I want to accomplish as myself as an athlete, I'm going to come across this because I had idols in terms of the game, sport, Michael Jordan, Walter Payton, guys I looked up to, Steve Largent, got Marcus Allen, and current guys here looking at Tommy and all them guys and Lawrence that were ahead of me. It's like, this is just part of it. Become somebody of some type of influence. You're looked up to. I mean, even when I was a freshman, I was being looked up to by younger players that were in high school or in elementary school, and then the fans, of all ages, guys that were my grandfather and my dad's age that were, happy to get my signature. And so I started work on that. It was very choppy then. The signature. Right. It's a I almost want to do like a a sit down interview with people and how they do their autographs and how they started when they first started signing autographs to where they're at now.
I can,
because it was, when I look at my autograph now to what it was, when I see like somebody brings, sometimes I've been presented by a fan an old item that I signed when I was here, and I see my signature, and I'm like, and I kind of laugh, I'm like, ooh, that was not good.
that was my college. That was the one when I first started doing television.
Yeah.
That was the one. And now that's all you get.
See, I never went to,
I morphed into,
right.
When I got to Carolina and was doing my own show and you do enough of them, I was like, nope, that's it.
And see, I never succumbed to that.
Yeah.
So I didn't become Prince and become a symbol.
Right.
And current NFL players, NBA.
Do you put the
DP,
HOF on it?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
I just put Ahman Green. And then if they ask for the number, I put 30. Sometimes it's 34 because my last season in Green Bay, I wore 34. Yeah. So I stick with legible writing you can read every letter in my name, because, I remember seeing something on TV or reading an article about, a sports star. I can't remember who it was, but about their signature, and their mom made a comment. It's like, I raised you better than that. You better write a signature that everybody can read every letter. And my mom actually mentioned something like that too, probably like when I got drafted to Seattle. And so it just stuck in my head. And I said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure my name will be legible so people know 30 years from now that it was Ahman Green that signed that football helmet 8x10 or whatever.
Do you sign more Nebraska or Green Bay jerseys?
Probably about the same. I say being here, about the same. When I'm in Green Bay, it's more Green Bay jerseys. When I'm here, it's been a lot of old school. It's been a lot of old school. I was a fan at the stadium for the Lincoln Stars last night that had she said she wore this when I was a freshman. And you could tell she kept it neat. It was faded on the numbers a little bit, but good job of taking care of it to make it to my hands to then sign it with a Sharpie. I'm impressed when they have those were probably, I don't know what company, but I know for football, NFL, Packer jerseys, it was Wilson.
Was it Wilson?
It was either Wilson and then Champion or something like that. And now it's Nike for any current, like some fans you could buy, go online, buy a new jersey, get it made up, and then some of them put my name on it. And those are the Nike brand now. Nike's part of the whole NFL. So it was, to see that is impressive.
How many of your jerseys do you still have?
I said for the game worn, I have pretty much all my Packer, and I have all my Texan, and I have my home Husker national title jersey. So the red one that we wore down in Fiesta Bowl, and I wore my freshman year, and I have my helmet from all 3 seasons. I don't have away jersey and my junior year jersey. I might have that in a frame somewhere, but I don't know where. I need to find
Do you ever ponder how you played in that old helmet now that you've seen the new ones?
I know how I played in it. I played hardcore. I went pedal to the metal.
It's a different deal. It's a different piece of equipment.
It is. It's a completely different equipment. It's like weight is my helmet from here.
Yeah.
And then Green Bay, it is night and day heavier.
Yeah.
For the padding, the air pockets. It was a Nike bike helmet that you would basically have a needle that you pump up footballs. Or
that's what I had in high school.
And you pump it up. And it's like, that was, when you think about it now, through all the research and what we know now about CTE and concussion, it's like that was protecting our head, and we didn't even think twice about it. We threw it on thinking it was the bee's knees to protect us, and found out that, hey, through innovation and through science, we got to protect our, everything above our shoulders a little bit better in football. And I was in the first generation, what is it, the Revolution helmets now.
Yeah.
That was when I played the 1 year in Nighthawks in Omaha. And it was of course it was adjustment. It was kind of weird. It was a little tighter than the other one, but it was a little bit lighter, but their padding, you could tell it was there for a reason. And it was more planned out than what we had as helmets. And then the only thing once I got it on and got used to it, and it was like, you know what, this is what I got to roll with to protect my head. I was like, now just give me the face mask that I wore here in Lincoln. So I need to make sure I got the bullhorn face mask on it. Wasn't much I could see through, but I worked with it and practiced with it, got through it. And so, it was just had to change with the sign of the times. A lot of guys, older guys, same age as me, didn't like the helmet, but I'm like, hey, we got to put this on or we can't go on the football field,
I have to ask the question. It's the elephant in the room. Both fan bases think they're elite and the one.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's
100%.
there's nothing like Lambeau. There's nothing like Memorial Stadium. There's nothing like being a Husker. There's nothing like being a part of Packer Nation.
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah.
the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah. I can answer this. I'm not afraid to answer it.
Okay.
Who's better? Is always
Craziest fan base.
Craziest fan base. I would have to say it's got to be here.
Okay.
And I was just thinking about this today because I was like about to leave the house to go teach my 12:30 class, Intro to Esports Management on campus. And it just ran across my brain because I was hearing Stephen A. go off on the Cowboys and their debacle last night.
Right.
Them getting beat down. And he's doing Stephen A. stuff. He's yelling and screaming. He's talking about, how Dak is this and this team is that, da-da-da-da-da. And then I just ran in my head like, Cowboy fans, they supposed to be the best one of the best that claim in the NFL level, along with Steeler fans and 49er fans.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, Packer fans are for pro football. Packer fans are up there. I said, but wait a minute. I said, my Husker fans, I'm like thinking about it. Like it's almost 400 consecutive sold out games, correct? Mm-hmm. And that has nothing to do with the players on the field. Being the time spent now and the changeover and the unfortunateness where the program now is being rebuilt by Coach Rule and his staff. It's like these fans, ain't no more dedication that I need to see because I know Packer fans haven't sold out their stadium, Lambeau Field, in my time on the field to off the field till now. And they've had a, off and on good product to put out there. Like Coach Tomlin said with Pittsburgh, when they didn't play well, we did not put a good product out there. So they won the Super Bowl in 2010, even though they've been back and forth out of the playoffs, but still not consecutive sold out games. And it might be because it's a pro thing, it's more business than anything, and people understand that. But to have, at the college level, at the high D1 level, a stadium that has been sold out before me and it continued way, way past my time on this campus and on the football field on this campus is impressive. So I'll say that you got to be crazy and passionate and obsessive all at the same time to do that. So shout out to all my Husker fans out there in Husker Nation for sure. They've done it.
So they've got you in the elite space in both places.
Yes.
Then you have to, when people say you lead the Packers in this and you land here at Nebraska, how important is it for you to be the Packers all-time best?
How important was it to me? It was just like, I say the stats wise, if you know me, and for y'all gonna get to know me, stats wise wasn't a big deal. The only stat I worried about in here, Central North, was the winning column. Mm-hmm. All the yardage, that was just cake. That was the icing on the cake. For me to break consecutive games of rushing yards or touchdowns in a game. Same thing when I got to Green Bay. I mean, I have record on top of record there. I have consecutive games of 100-yard games, consecutive games of 200-yard games, consecutive games of touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, seasons over 1,000 yards. I have all those records. I'm the all-time leader rushing still. But at the end of the day, it was about getting victories, winning the division, NFC North, trying to get through the playoffs, to the Super Bowl, which it never happened. But it's just a part of the game that I knew was there. I'm a passionate person about what I do physically. What I did physically, being a football player. And even if it wasn't that, if I got a chance to play baseball, people would have saw some amazing baseball players, just as they saw what I did on the football field. So stats wise was like just the wins and losses. That's what I was focused on. And if I got to certain records and I was getting close, it would be the coaches telling me on the sideline, Ahman. Like I remember Edgar Bennett pulling me to the side when I was like close to the single game rushing record against the Broncos in the 0-3 game where we had to win the game to go to the playoffs. And they made it real easy on us. They set 10 and 20 other starters, 10 on offense, 10 on defense. So that made our job a lot easier to get to the playoffs, win the game, obviously get me to my record. But when he told me, I remember when I was like maybe 10 yards short of it. And I kind of looked at him because he knew that I didn't care. But he was like, hey, this is one you got to be serious about. You got to take this one. This is a single game and it's a big game. And then once I got close to the record at the end of the season, and several seasons after that, you know, he was one of my advocates along with Coach McCarthy to give me that record. That record stood for 43 years before I passed Jim Taylor. And the funny, ironic thing about that, Jim Taylor played at LSU, and my dad, who was from Louisiana, from Nolens, that was his running back. And so for me as his son to pass his guy as being his kid, you know, did a lot for him, you know, before he passed away in 2007 from liver cancer. So that was a big thing for all my brothers and I to get back to Green Bay, get that record. So for me, it was icing on the cake, and it tasted good, and it tastes good now, because now my career is over, and I'm not going to be one to harp on not being in the big game, not playing in it, because that's just somehow careers go. You got guys, you know, I'm one of a many, you know, guys like Barry Sanders, his team, his old, I say counterpart, didn't play with him, but was on the team, you know, Calvin Johnson as well. A lot of NFL players, a lot of NBA players, a lot of baseball players that never got to that big game and won, but everybody knows about them when you say their name. You say, you know, you say Ken Griffey Jr., everybody know, oh, that was that dude.
Well, you're that guy.
Yeah.
Do you have those conversations? Have you had an opportunity to get in front of the Husker running back room?
Not yet. Now, I say a little bit in the spring. I saw guys on the sidelines that spring ball, but I talked to EJ too, and helped him with the recruit, Keywan Lacey out of Dallas. And I think he signed the next day. And I'm batting 1,000 in recruiting.
There we go.
Ever since when I was a player, and everybody I hosted, Joe Walker, D'Angelo Evans, Karel Buckhalter, they all came. You know,
so they should probably let you do more of it.
They should.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
it's not a no-brainer. Yeah. It's a guaranteed thing.
From the text line, it said, side note, are the Packers gonna beat the Raiders tonight?
I would say percentages wise, I know what Vegas is doing, most likely yes. They're having a good season, a lot better than Oakland. Oakland is still looks like they're trying to transition from something. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe, you know, Derek Carr's departure, the way he left, that probably put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, because he was let go before the season went. Last year, he was cut with 3 or 4 games left in the season. He's cut, and he was their starter quarterback at the start of the 2022 season, and now he's a Saint playing good football there. So it's just interesting what's been happening there for them. And so for that reason, and some of those reasons, there is like sort of a distraction from the game. You hope the players are not really letting that delve into their preparation for the game, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. And so from that, where the Packers coming off a loss last week and still in good position, being in their division, we kind of see now that Detroit is kind of the head of the monster in the NFC North now. So they're going to be a team that's going to, you're going to have to go down. You're going to have to go to Detroit to get the win, and win that division. You got to go through that.
Isn't that weird now?
No, I mean, I've seen enough. I've been around it. You know, I've been in the wars, right? DP, you've been in, you know what I'm talking about. When you play sports, you know what that feels like. You've been in them battles. And I remember some of our toughest battles was not only the Bears, it was the Vikings sometimes. And even though the Detroit Lions, during my time on the field, they weren't traditionally good like they're getting to now and like they are now, if they're having a losing season, they would kick our butt, because it was just one of them things. You know, it was a rivalry thing or whatever you call it. And now they're at a point to where it is not just a one-season thing. This is going to be something that Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Deuce Staley, that's on their coaching staffs, that then they got player-on-player interaction. And I already knew when I was a player how it affected me when Edgar Bennett was coaching me up. And so it made sense. I remember I learned as a 10-year-old, you'll like this, DP. You'll like this a lot because you played baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison, you grew up playing baseball? Did you ever play
1 year, not really.
1 year, okay. But so I did. And I played, my first year I was 10. I played, 9. And I played for the team I played for all the way till we left Los Angeles. It was at Rancho Park over in Dorsey High School.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach, Coach Cliff, what was special about him is that he was a pitcher in the Negro Leagues. And so we had a professional, regardless of the league, a professional coaching 8, 9, 10-year-olds. He had us doing squeeze plays. I was 9. It was my first season playing. And he said, Ahman, come here. You ever heard of a squeeze play? I said, yeah, I've heard of one. He said, all right, this is what we're going to do. Since you're the fastest guy on the team, when you get on third, I'm going to give you the signal. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take the biggest lead ever, a lead that you know off a base that is not good. That's on purpose, though. He said, why? Because you're going to put pressure on the pitcher to look at you and want to throw to you, but he's got to go to the base. He got to throw. He's eventually going to throw it. He can only get you to go back to third so many times. Eventually, he has to pitch it to the batter. So when he finally gets to that pitch, you take that big, long lead. As soon as he starts his windup and he's ball is coming out of his hand, I want you to be running. And then, slide, protect yourself, whatever you need to do, get into the base. And most likely with your speed, you're going to get there. And I did. And we were doing this every other game, and I'm like, what I know now as an athlete, as a, reflecting back, I'm like, man, we were doing squeeze plays at 8, 9, 10 years old on teams. I'm like, they didn't have no clue. They didn't think it was fair.
I was going to say, some of them pitchers probably like, I don't know, baseball's for me. This is I'm on green leading off third.
We did entire practices with runners on third. Like every situation in the game that we could go through, that's what we would do. We would.
So you got a pitcher playing someone with Ahman speed. Mm-hmm. They're leading off third base that much. What are you telling your pitcher?
Control. Like the story was, it was in a book. I was a base dealer from my high school. Mm-hmm. Literally why I got recruited was just base running,
right, and
defense. And I'm on third, and it's a big game. And I stole second, stole third, and the whole team's fully expecting me to steal home. So much so that the coach doesn't even give the signal. He doesn't even give me the signal to steal home.
Okay.
He's in his mind, it's a suicide squeeze, except for it's a pitcher who's at the plate who rarely participates in what we're doing. And I take off. And I mean, I've beaten this throw.
Right.
Except the pitcher swung at the pitch and he actually got a base hit. But I'm literally as close as I am to Ahman right now when he swings the bat. And they're like, you could have died just now. And I was like, yeah, I got that. I just got that just now.
Yeah, it just registered.
Like it took a while. But yeah, it's such a big part of it. And yeah, that was my favorite thing, is that I could affect the game.
Yep.
I could affect the pitcher. Whenever I got on base, he knew. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm the feature now, not the guy with the bat. And that's how we got it done.
Yep. And that's what Coach Cliff would say. He said, Ahman, when you get on base, just know by the second or third pitch, I want you on third base. Because you're stealing every base. Because there's no catcher and no pitcher that could come off the mound and throw you out.
That is it, man.
And once he said that, I was like, that just gave me more confidence. Because I knew I was fast. Like amongst my friends, we would just, how you race each other down the middle of the street or something.
Yeah.
Let the cars clear, then you race again. So I knew I could do that. But then when the coach told me, come on, you got this type of speed that you will not get caught, because I'm going to teach you how to slide. I'm going to teach you how to, run the bases right. How you kind of dip out and come back in. So when you hit the base, you're running downhill. Teaching me those things to be, so I could be a faster base runner when I was already naturally fast. So it's like, thank you. And so, having that player coach interaction at that young age, then it just, I knew what to expect if ever I had a former player coaching me up on something that, what they learned from the game, and now I'm gaining their experience and on top of my own, to do what I did: football, baseball, basketball, track, whatever. I had Keith Jones my junior year. He showed up at Central's campus every now and then. He coached us for half of that season. Myself and Damian Morrow in high school, getting coached by one of the leading rushers here at Nebraska history before I got on campus.
I got coached by Reggie Harrison, who's renowned, played for the Steelers, renowned for blocking a punt in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys.
Ooh, I know he's talking
about. Number 46. He and Eric Sievers were two of the better players. Brian Blados, who played for the Bengals. Brian Blados blocked for me in high school. That was my dude. Oh, nice. Yeah, we did all right. We did all right. Not bad time. Harrison, get us to break, bro.
Yeah, we'll throw it to break here again. This is the Ahman Green Show. Followed by that, we will still have Don't Punt Hour with Demorne Pearsonell in speed and power, and then some replays after tie it off. But don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break. Catch you guys on the other side.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your lake forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine as well as some calm winds. Afternoon high should top out around 66. Tonight we'll see clear skies and an overnight low of around 40. And tomorrow more of the same, lots of sunshine, calm winds. A little warmer tomorrow. We'll see an afternoon high of around 72. And meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Ahman Green Show. I am Harrison, running the ones and twos, and we got the host, as always, Ahman Green, in studio. And Ahman, we're talking a lot of sports right now. I don't know if I've ever asked you, but obviously, great football player. Was there a sport that you think, if you had to go in a different direction, that would have been your most successful sport, or at least close to what you were in football, or maybe even better?
Yeah, baseball, easy.
Really,
baseball, because my dad told me. I remember my first year. I told you. In the first segment, I was 9, 10, getting into baseball. I started playing football at 6 with flag football, then Pop Warner at 8. And so obviously my 10,000 hours came a lot sooner. Mm-hmm. But if I somehow got misdirected to baseball, where baseball became the sport, my dad was like, "You're better at baseball than you are at football." He said that to me one time. I must have been like 13 because he was watching a game, and from the stuff I was doing in baseball, obviously, to him, he said, "You make things look very easy, from hitting the ball to fielding the ball." And then my IQ for football transferred over to baseball. So I was learning things because I had a former pro coach teaching us stuff. So between knowing when to throw, how to throw, if I was in the outfield, who to throw it to, shortstop, second base, to get players thrown out. Knowing how to throw players out, obviously that's just ability, physical ability, but then knowing, stuff where, having 2 outs where I'm gonna go with the ball. He was watching my games and just seeing that. And so he just knew that if I had the opportunity to continue to play, I mean, I was honestly, a lot of people don't know this, and it didn't go far, but I wanted to play here as well. And spring ball got him in my way. And I always brought it up with Coach Osborne. When I see him now, it's like, "Coach, I wanted to play baseball." He's like, "I know." He said, "But you're good at football." Come up with all, I say to me, excuses to me. But I'm like, yeah, it worked out. But I was like, I wanted to play it out.
So you would have been a baseball player.
Easy. I was going.
But Osborne.
I had the meeting set up with who was the baseball coach then in '95, if you remember.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
At '95.
I had his
Let me
name
find it
not
real
too
quick.
long ago. I had it last time I talked about this. I remember having his name, but I had him a meeting set up because before I got to campus, we were on a phone call. I said, "Yeah, Coach, I'll be there in the spring out of winter break to get ready for the baseball team." And he asked me where do you play? And I was like, outfield. So anywhere in outfield, I'm happy. Right, center, left, it doesn't matter. And me being lefty, I was like, I know I could play infield, probably first base, but I'm always told right away because of my speed, I'm gonna be more useful in the outfield, running down, fly balls and stuff. So I would not argue that because I did have the pace to go get it. So it was something I wanted to do. And even when I got to Green Bay, being a pro, I still wanted to have that dream. I had that dream of being Bo Jackson, of playing both sports and being successful in both. And, I just knew that, dang it, they cross over a little bit in season. I knew I would miss maybe quarter of the season, miss a month of football, and that would not keep Mike Sherman or any of my coaches, happy knowing that I'm the starting running back coming in later. But a lot of guys did it. I know it was a couple.
Was it John Sanders? Was that the coach that talked to you?
Yes.
John Sanders? Yep.
Yeah, we talked on my recruitment trip, and I came on some unofficials because I was right down the street in Omaha and watching games, and we would talk, and I said, yeah, I want to play baseball along with football because I'm getting recruited for football, but I want to come over here and play. I knew the team wasn't, baseball wasn't our cup of tea, but still I wanted to play because it didn't matter the competition because I have a passion for any sport that I could physically do. Same, and then transfer it over to now video games because I'm not fast anymore. I got that old man speed, old man strength, enough to pick up a controller or use a mouse and keyboard. So there you go. So that's why I'm coaching and teaching young adults with Coach Osborne and Coach Cliff and Edgar Bennett and my brothers that coach me in football and weightlifting. I'm passing on the torch and teaching kids about. It's more with esports. It's more about making sure they don't tilt, don't get mad at the game, and
like the mental.
Mental. It's more mental. It's more so. It's like it's easy to coach the physical. Like if I was coaching a whole bunch of football players, baseball players, basketball, track athletes, that's cake.
Right.
Because I just show them, okay, this is a push-up. This is a burpee. This is how we're going to come out our stance here. This is how you line up the ball just right. You keep your focus down, keep your head down to make the hit. But then for esports players, it's all mental. They understand the strategy. So they're going to talk about it. They're going to break them, the game plan down. But then when they lose, that's where my job comes in, because you got guys and girls that, and obviously I would say honestly, more guys than girls, get upset, get tilted, get frustrated. And I'm saying to myself, and I say to them, how many games did it take, or how many times did you lose before you got this good at the game? And they kind of look at me. Well, no. They're trying to come up with all these excuses. I'm, no. Before you go into your dialogue, answer that question. You lost a lot, didn't you? They're like, yeah. I'm like, so why are you frustrated? Why are you upset? Why are you trying to blame your teammates, or blame the PC or the lag or the
reaching for excuses?
Yeah, just the refresh rate, whatever.
Right.
The bandwidth that is glitchy. Right? No, it's not about that. I say, when I played games traditionally, yeah, it was a physical sport, and I couldn't complain about the weather. I couldn't complain about the referees. I had to play my game and figure it out. So you guys got to figure it out. But one thing, while you're figuring it out, I'm gonna make sure you understand you cannot get frustrated, because then you're a different athlete. You're not the athlete that I, have you on this team for and recruited you for, because you're going to be a different athlete, because you're not focusing the way you should be focusing, because you're mad because of whatever happened last game or yesterday or whatever. You never got over it. So get over it real fast, because we got another game coming up in like a minute. So here we go. So it's just teaching them that, and it's a process.
So is that something that you're hoping that the players can eventually kind of just communicate with each other and take on themselves through the frustrations? Like, are you, like, at your position, you're kind of, I guess, what is for you finding that balance when to step in with the team chemistry, because you want them to build that team chemistry organically?
When I was just in it last week. It was not Overwatch, Valorant. It was Valorant. No, it was Overwatch. Excuse me. It was Overwatch 2. And like you said, find that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a time in that conversation where it was basically, I hadn't played. It was all virtual. We were in a group chat like we're talking now. Obviously I can't see you if you were in that conversation with me, Harrison. So I didn't see all the players. I just heard voices. And I didn't know one of the players had dropped off until we started talking. And the conversation was about said player being frustrated because he was the better player of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was listening to him. But on the flip side, he wasn't listening to nobody else. So he left. He got frustrated. And I said, somebody said something that I liked, and I agreed with it. And then I'll start talking about through it, how you get through that, where you have communication issues, where if it's something that somebody didn't hear you make the call, just repeat it a couple times. But getting frustrated is not the way to handle it, because then now you create another problem. When you already had one problem where you got to play against this team that you're playing against and you're trying to win. So that's one problem. And then you put on top of that, now you're frustrated because you miscommunicate with your current teammates, or there's a lag, or the computer, something happens with the joystick or the mouse or the keyboard. Now you create another 3-4 problems on top of, you already got a team that's trying to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't create other issues in front of you to be the player and be the team you can be. And so that was what was wrong with the player before he jumped off. So I'll get a chance to talk to him and let him know, like, you can't do that. This is why. Yes, you're probably the best player, but good players don't win by themselves, especially in a team game. Maybe in Madden or 2K, individual games, Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Brothers, Tekken, stuff like that. But overall, that's not a good, I say, learning thing that you want to have. As soon as you get frustrated, you're out. That's not going to fly. Once we get in person, we get our facility built. Oh, that definitely ain't flying in person. I said, you're going to get swole. You're going to be doing a lot of push-ups, or you're not going to be on the squat, because that doesn't ring. Now, if you're really, really good, we're going to have to talk.
Right.
Eventually. Because obviously, if you're a talent, I don't want to lose you. But eventually, if you don't listen to coaching, and then you don't listen to your teammates that are trying to work with you and help you and win together as a team, then eventually, yeah, we might have to ask you to exit stage left. Because as we've seen it, it's no different in traditional sports. Players will get moved or get put to the side if they are not coachable and not able to merge with their teammates in a way they can communicate properly and collaborate through every match and making sure they win in those games. And we've seen it at all levels of sport, all games, from football, baseball, basketball. It's something that is not as foreign is not foreign in esports as well. That we got to address this as coaches.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And it's funny you say that because I can tell you why I'm not good at video games. Frustrated. It's just you pay, it's kind of the world of video games. It's a lot of it's super competitive now. So if you're
Yep.
casual, like you got to be serious if you want to be good.
Exactly.
Like you said, I lose a lot. I've gotten better, but yeah, the frustration.
Man, it's a thing because it's like a thing because it was the thing to talk about how mad you got at the game.
Mhm.
Man, remember I was playing that one game and I got mad because it did this or whatever. So it's kind of like a conversation starter in essence. And then years ago, I don't see a whole lot now, but I got gamers that I follow or streamers that I follow. You don't really see them because I remember it was a while there, like 2010. No, not even 2010. I'll say more like 2015, 2017, 18, where you see streamers or gamers post their rage fits.
Yeah.
Throwing monitors. You see the monitor, the computer, the Xbox, the PlayStation going in the pool.
Getting to the point where they're just staging them for views now.
Yeah, it's like you're just doing this for views to where you're actually destroying your gaming equipment to get more followers. And I'm like, that don't even add up. That's not in the budget. I'm like you're already a gamer. You're balling on the budget.
Yeah.
Most gamers are balling on the budget, if you know what I mean by that. You're not Ninja. You're not Shroud. You're not Dr. Lupo, okay? So that means you're balling on the budget. So you chucking a 30 series PC GPU out the window, Alienware PC or Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, and you're a kid or teenager, I hope you got a big budget in the back in your bank account to know what that's going to cost on the flip side of trying to rebuy back or get that stuff repaired. And people are going to look at you, bring it into a shop, and they're like, what you do to this? Oh, it fell out a window. What you mean it fell out a window? It's the Xbox. Xbox don't have legs.
We know you got mad. Just tell us.
Yeah,
It'll make us fixing this a lot quicker.
Exactly. Then we were like, oh, okay. Now we know what's going on. Like, no. So you gotta fix it. You gotta work on that. So yeah, I told the students now, I've been telling them in the discourse during practices, and some of the officers I told right away. I said, hey, I got a policy about cussing and about keeping your temper under control, because if you learn how to do that, you'll alleviate a lot of stress from playing the game. That we're playing hyper competitive, but also we want to have fun.
Yeah.
And so keeping the frustration out of it, because you're gonna get frustrated anyway, because you're gonna be playing against other good teams. Like tonight, we start tonight in our big esports conference competition, playing against USC. We playing Valorant, we're playing Overwatch 2, we're playing Smash and Smash Brothers and Rocket League. And so now we're about to find out how good we are among the Big Ten schools that have decided to create the league that we're playing in. And this thing is going to run, the season is going to run till the spring. And then we'll have a LAN party up at, I believe it's Ohio State. I'll find that out for sure tomorrow. But I believe we're finishing the finals where it'll be a playoff weekend, championship weekend at Ohio State's campus, their esports facility in the building. And then we obviously will find out the champion in all 4 of those titles. And then every year we'll add a new game. And I think the first one on the list is called Call of Duty.
Okay.
After that, then eventually, any other games that get voted on, Madden, 2K, FIFA, Halo Infinite, games like that that have their competitive leagues, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, stuff like that. We'll continue to add them, and hopefully that the Big Ten eventually come in and help us out a little bit. Give us a couple bucks. Just give us a couple bucks. That's all we want.
To help out. I mean, the sport's grown. It'd be a smart investment,
It
at
would.
least in my eyes, based on how much money those places start. I mean, you remember you talked about it. Your first game. It wasn't a Comic-Con. I can't remember which one you went to. Big gaming event.
E3. It was probably E3.
Yeah. And like the way those things just keep growing. There's money in it. So we'll throw it to break here, but nonetheless, we'll hear more from Ahman Green on the Ahman Green Show up next. Be sure to tune in if you want to. 402-464-5685. We'll catch you guys on the other side.
Chances are you're a busy person. Chances are you'd rather not drive down to Beatrice for your favorite desserts. Chances are you'd really benefit from a Lincoln location for all of your fruitcake, liqueur cake, and breakfast bread needs. Insert Beatrice Bakery in downtown Lincoln. 1040 O Street, the new 93.7 The Ticket Studios. Just grab a cake out of the cooler, pay at the counter, and you're headed home with the delicious, fruity, nutty, decadent treat of your choice. Beatrice Bakery, online at beatricebakery.com or now in downtown Lincoln at 1040 O Street.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Chad of the Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the all-new complete post-workout recovery, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today and try a free sample or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine. Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the final segment of the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison running the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, Ahman Green. But before we went to the last break, you did mention that you're starting some competitive play tonight.
Yep.
Curious about that. For all those listening, again, Ahman Green being the esports coach here at Nebraska. Kind of break down, what does that look like? And if people want to watch and see how our guys are doing, how can they do so?
Yeah, so they can do this one way for sure. It's on Twitch, and it's going to be on the Twitch. I believe it's the Big Esports Conference channel, or it might be BEC, so BEC.
Okay.
And we're playing against USC. We're tipping off here in 6 minutes. We're playing Overwatch. I think you're starting off with Overwatch because that's what I saw on the flyer of what was posted on our social media. So if you want to follow Nebraska Esports on Instagram, it's Nebraska Esports. And then on Twitter, it's Esports Nebraska. And then also the same on TikTok, Nebraska Esports. So today at 7 p.m. So here in the next 6 minutes, tipping off with USC in Overwatch. And then I think all this week or tonight we'll play all the games and then get ready for the next week. So we'll play all Valorant, Overwatch, Rocket League, and Super Smash Brothers. And this is a season. So this is starting the season. So this is week 1.
Yeah. So what are you looking for out of week 1?
So week 1, obviously just looking for a win. But this team's been practicing. And so continue growing that communication amongst each other. Like I said, this is the team that I had to talk it through in terms of dealing with emotions, dealing with talking to one another, and not just leaving practice because you're the best player. You don't want to communicate, or your teammates are not on the level as you. So even though that player wasn't there, but he's talked to, I talked to the team manager and some of the players there, so they understand to relay that message.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, the conversation is really good. There's no one yelling, not being derogatory or being discriminating in terms of talking, saying, disrespectful words, none of that.
That's good to hear. That's unfortunately a rarity.
Right. And usually in gaming, you don't hear that, right?
No.
But no, Nebraska Esports, this program is done. The kids have done a good job. So like I said, I'm just coming in and kind of keeping it on the railings to get our facility to have faculty, and myself and Ryan Tan and Alan Eno, that's in charge of production. Myself and Ryan are in charge of the competition side, developing the players and developing some of these players that eventually be coaches, hopefully for us, which we already have a few players that want to do that. So when they graduate, they want to basically come back here. So my job is here to get a budget for that. So we make sure we have our coaches in-house, kind of things that I learned from watching Coach Osborne, that coaches that stayed on staff were guys that played. And eventually we brought them back in to be a part of the program and continue to grow that culture, that winning culture. And we have some pretty good teams here. All our teams are very competitive. So it's going to be a good game tonight against USC. So we'll see where we stand with USC and then start our season.
Absolutely. So again, check it out on Twitch. What was that Twitch account? One more time.
Twitch channel, twitch.tv, Big Esports Conference, or BEC. One of the two. Actually, let me look it up while I know you got to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're going to have DeMornay Pearsonell up next on the Don't Punt Hour while Ahman Green gets that information out for you guys. And then after that, Speed and Power to kind of end Ticket Weeknights here for us. And then I'll set up some replays for you guys as well. So if you want to listen all the way to 11 p.m., I'll have those running for you. And again, it's a great show. And if you haven't caught on all the student athletes, Speed and Power has been going for about a year now. And what she's been able to do, bringing guests week after week, it's really good stories. You don't always kind of get that student athlete perspective, but that right there, what she does with her show, she does a great job. And I know she has another guest lined up for tonight. It's a surprise guest though, so I can't spoil it. You'll have to wait and find out at that 8 o'clock hour. We got 3 seconds. How we doing?
Hold up. Is all these tabs I'm getting to right now.
Oh, good. I'll pause the ads real quick while we kind of break this one down. Because I think that's like one of the esports. I think it's one of the biggest challenges is people aren't always sure where to spectate it.
So we have, let me see, click, come on, click, work. Oh, now it wants to freeze. Computer wants to freeze on me right now. But let's see here. I'm trying to find another way. Here are announcements. Here we go. So it doesn't say. Oh, okay. So it's going to be the Big Esports Conference sponsored, or say partnered with the NECC.
Okay.
Is the conference, which is the New England Collegiate Conference. And so that's out of New England, obviously, and Jacob Van Ryn, who I know, the commissioner. So it will most likely be on the NECC channel or something in collaboration of that. So
easy enough.
Big Esports Conference or NECC. Look for that on Twitch.
Check it out. And again, week 1, check out esports for Nebraska and see how those guys are doing. But we'll get out of here. DeMornay Pearsonell, Don't Punt Hour up next.
developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Action Plumbing